give me your last conversation or best story this year with either Aroldis Chapman or Zack Greinke.
I'd have to do Zack Greinke. Actually, so it's Dad's trip right now. We're in Miami, and I told Greinke's dad the story of how. So I went to Creighton. Greinke was committed to go to Clemson, and we were sitting in the locker room, and I pulled all the young guys together, and I was like, "Hey, if anybody can guess where Zach was going to go to college, I'll give you $100." And everyone was like naming different different colleges, and then someone said Creighton, and Zach looks at him and goes, "I was a 4-time Gatorade Player of the Year. You think I'm going to Creighton?" And I just look at him like, "Oh, thanks, Zach." So that's like one of my favorite Zack Greinke stories.
That's good. He almost everyone has that when they play with Zach. It's not just like a story; it's a him like backdoor giving someone shit, right? Like,
Right, exactly.
I heard the other day he was talking about how he was a good bunter, but he told Q this, your manager, that he would have had a lot more sack bunts, but a lot of the guys that were in front of him were below average runners, so they weren't getting a second for him. So they would get the guy on the force at second instead. We had Whit Merrifield on where he was telling him like he knew how to pitch him and he could do nothing against it. Like there's he tells certain guys their StatCast numbers. It's great, and he says it like straight face.
Oh, straight face. So like I introduced my dad to him when we were at home before we went on this trip, and he like just like stares at my dad and just kind of like looking, and I'm like, he didn't say hi back, and he's just looking. He goes, "You sure that he's your dad?" Because my dad's like a little bit, he's like stockier, a little bit bigger, and bigger frame, and he's like, "You sure?" He's like, "He's a little bit more put together than you are." And I was like, "All right, thanks, Zach. Nice to see you." Just walked away.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love it.
He's a
That's
gem.
great.